Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel, and I'm your host for LC Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Family Empire Houston. This is Season 1, Episode 8, and unfortunately, it is the season finale. Now, I don't know who was asleep, who didn't know anything about this show, or chose not to watch this show. Y'all missed out. And I would say get a subscription to Max or own on demand and watch the show. I mean, you can go on and just binge it all. I love what you guys have given as far as family. I love the professionalism. I love the professional side and business side of realty. Of course, black people aren't really known on a national level, I'll say, or international level too, for their realty business, you know? And I mean, we got million dollar listings and Selling Sunset, where you get the token black people on there. And really still the whites are still the leads. But we get a reality show that focuses on black people, melanin people, who happen to be family and is doing it and doing it well. Congratulations on that. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. I thank you for your support. If you will, please support my channel by liking this video and also subscribing to this platform. And you can leave your comments below. Look, I got this on because I'm experiencing hot Georgia weather, even though I'm in hot Florida, which is hotter. I'm hot, and I'm not going to survive trying to videotape because I waited too late to try to videotape. But I'm here now. So let's get into this episode. All right, so we're still continuing on with Jamisha's proposal. There was a lot of sideline talking with Granny as Jamisha is giving her pitch proposal, along with the other guy that was helping them with the proposal. They showed graphs and showed a computerized situation. Jamisha said, look, you've seen all of this, let's go out into the land. I want you to get a vision. And I think that was some of the top notch. You did that, Jamisha. And she showed them the land, what it could look like. Granny's objection to it all is this whole 5-year plan. Aunt Cheryl, I think it is, was saying, she was speaking up for Granny. Granny was speaking up too, like, we're used to just selling the land and just getting the money worth outright. However, Jamisha said, no, you don't understand as far as the whole 5-year plan. Yes, there are phases to this. And as you do buy part of this land, as far as building up different homes, as you're seeing the revenue come in, you purchase more to develop more. She gave the whole scope of this being a new community where children can walk across the street. Nicole stepped in and she gave her expertise. Jamisha was like, oh, I'm so glad that she did, because she didn't know if Nicole was going to be on her side or not in this thing, or just say whatever Granny says, which I think ultimately Nicole would say anyways, but it was still like, I may need your help. I need an alley-oop. And she got that alley-oop from Nicole. And now Granny is interested in all of it. They were saying, you know, you would use part of the bank's money. You know, you use their capital to start building and seeing. You will get a all-around investment, but it still takes time. And you're investing into your future. So go ahead and do this thing. But it's best to do it this way. So I think they were going to call it the legacy. But then I was hearing about Braden Heritage. I don't know which name that they're going to try to call it. I would think that would be so dope. Or if you go to planning and zoning, and hopefully the city will allow you to change, to develop, and to call it your own development under your name. That would be so dope. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yep, so we're moving ahead with Granny's approval, because it's going to help out the G1s, the G2s, and also the G3s. All right, so we know that Nicole and Jamisha, they're getting into the luxury market of realty, which a lot has to do with how they sell homes, especially luxury homes. You stage a place with luxury furniture to help envision what the house would look like if a potential buyer wants to buy this home. So they're having this huge event and they want to make sure everything goes well. She's coming in the house, Nicole is, and Larry's like, hang up the phone, not in a disrespectful way or anything, but kind of like, the husband needs you now, get off that phone. She gets off the phone, and Larry's father, who is also named Larry, is at the house, which is good to see some of his side of the family. I know that we only had 8 episodes, and now we're getting a bigger picture as to more of the family dynamics and the dynamics that go on in their everyday lives, which I think is pretty cool. Nicole and Larry Sr., they start talking about getting a sibling for Layton. Nicole has tried to talk to Layton before about it, and she doesn't want to talk about it. Larry says, I don't really want to put her in a situation where she doesn't want to do this. I think Nicole was talking about, she probably thinks that I'm going to carry a new baby, but it would be someone that would be more of her age, and you can play with them and all that good stuff. So Larry says it's all up to her, and she's going to be the deciding factor. And Nicole said, I disagree. I think us as parents need to make her comfortable with that type of decision. It's something that Nicole, at this point, it looks like Nicole is like the passionate person that really wants a sibling for Layton. I think possibly Nicole is more of a listening ear to Layton, because she also said, no, you don't understand. There are times where I'm hearing Layton say that she's lonely. Larry thinks that it seems like all she wants is a playmate. Like, we play for a little while and then you go back to where you're at, but I'm not sharing my parents with you. Larry Sr. says that was kind of the same thing that happened with him. He has an older son named Devon. Now, I guess you could just put 1 + 1 together. If Larry is Larry Jr. and he's the youngest, and Devon isn't, possibly they don't have the same mother, something to that nature, I don't know. But Devon, or Devin, I think it is Devon, had a problem when little Larry came along. So he seen it and just said, don't push it or whatever. We'll talk about a little bit more about the adoption thing as far as the passion that Nicole has. All right, so Lakeisha and Caramel, they move into their own home. Congratulations to you both. Caramel was the realtor. They decided to do everything on their own this time. And that's just that on that. We get a little introduction to who Tavion is. Tavion is Lakeisha's son. He's 20 years old. And for now, it looks like Tavion and Caramel's 2 daughters, whom Lakeisha says is her bonus daughters, plus them are living in a home together. So I think that was pretty cool. Aunt Jackie, this is Jamisha and Jaquita's mom. She stops by, and Lakeisha said that she's like a second mom to her. So I said, wow, like aunt, second mom. She really took up and tried to love this girl. And it's not saying we find out that Lakeisha's mom's name is Zena, and basically Lakeisha done stole her face. Looked exactly like her, and I do still see some Braden in her. But y'all can let me know in the comments, because that's what I was seeing. If you were seeing something different, let me know. But anyway, she stopped by, and Lakeisha wanted to know how was she doing after the whole crab boil fest that went to E, or what is it, HE double hockey sticks, that's what it is. And she said, I didn't want it to go as far as it did. I didn't expect it to happen. I really wanted this time, finally, that it could have been resolved. But there's still a lot of animosity and unforgiveness that's still there. And it's plain to sight. We then skip over to Monet and Joy. Miss Joy, she comes by to Monet's home, and we find out that Monet has a child, a 7-year-old child named Blake. Blayke. Or Blakey. Well, they said Blakey, so I don't know if it's Blakey or Blake. For real. I don't know if she was just saying Blakey as a nickname or whatever. It's spelled like it could be Blakey, but I don't know. They talk for a few minutes with the child, and then they send the child up to her room to eat. And Miss Joy said, up to her room to eat, and I don't think that's normal for Monet, but she had to have this talk on camera, and she didn't want Blakey around. So they started talking about stuff that happened at the crab boil. Her and Jaquita, they're getting into it, and she doesn't feel like she disrespected Aunt Jackie. And that's just how she feels about it. And then Miss Joy now feels away towards, what's her name? Lakeisha. And I'm looking at her like, what? She knows to respect her parents. I don't understand why she was talking to Frank like that, or Bubba, whatever she said. But I'm like, all Keisha was doing was standing up for herself as he was saying some of the most ridiculous, hurtful things. I'm going to say this. Do I think that some of the new generation is just disrespectful to the older generation? Yes. But there's a remnant of people, of younger people, that are standing up against this unhealthy unbiblical, no standard, no, I don't know what the other word to say it, but they're standing up against the ridiculousness of elders who just need to be respected because they're elders. If you're disrespecting me, why don't you think that I could disrespect you or call you out on what you're doing? And a lot want to call you out, and y'all will still call it disrespectful. Do as I say. That's all you think y'all got. And y'all think because you're elders, you're entitled to something that you're not. Lakeisha voiced her opinion based upon your husband, your prize, Miss Joy. And it's abuse. I think it should be, I should start calling it elder abuse. We call elder abuse something else. But the elders giving abuse, trying to get people to be beaten into submission. The devil is a liar. And now I'm going to go into my church roots. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all know how people are. How these people are. You know what you're saying is wrong, and some people should obey you. They can't, even in a heated moment, they can't raise their voice, but you can raise your voice anytime you want to. Get out of here with all that mess. I'm so sick of that. But I am glad that some people are putting their foot on these elders' necks. I love you. I do respect you. But you are not going to muzzle me because of whatever you was taught in your generation and how to treat your children, your nieces, nephews, the cousins, anybody that's younger than you. Quit bullying. Quit being out of order with people. Start apologizing. Start being submissive. Submissiveness does not mean because you are in a leadership position that leaders have to submit. Also, and are given a due amount within their leadership role and a honor of respect. They are due that honor. However, if you are acting like a trash ass person, I'm calling you out on it. Period. And I'm glad that Lakeisha did, and she was able to state what she needed to state towards Mr. Bubba. Disappointed. Disappointed in what? When are you going to be disappointed? In yourself, Miss Joy. Like, I get agitated with you because it's like, it don't take all of that. It don't take all that. I saw Monet kind of soften up towards Keisha and was speaking to her mom like, hey, don't you think that Lakeisha's just innocent and all that? You know, this is how she said it too. Miss Joy said her mama and Bubba put her in all of this. Obviously, you still have hard feelings for a dead woman. That's very telling. That is very telling. Monet says that she's team mom, no matter what. However, you know, I always got your back. But that is my sister, and I'm going to love her no matter what. Joy feels disrespected because when she asked to get a blood test, they didn't. I said, okay, we'll take that up with the dad. I don't understand. Somehow y'all think that she's lying, but I still see some Braden in her. Maybe hanging around him, maybe that's why they looked alike or got some features, I don't know. But I see some Braden, and I've just been watching for 8 weeks for you guys. Sorry, Joy. That is your stepdaughter or bonus daughter, but I know she's not a bonus because you don't want nothing to do with her. She just wants, Joy does, she wants Keisha to put it all behind her. And Monet's like, I don't think that she wants to put it behind her, and she should have to. She needs to confront some things head on. I was like, that's nice, Monet, this episode that you are doing this. I don't know if you needed to just make sure that you were in your mom's corner or what, but some of that, at least you could have had a balanced conversation or debate when you guys were talking at the crab boil, but it was all mom. And today you're talking like you got some sense. And that's why I was so lost. And I forgot, shout out to Miss T from the Shade in the City. She was letting me know that Monet and Keisha said that they were pretty close, and I didn't understand. I didn't think that they did. I don't remember seeing that scene, but it's when they went to go work out. Her, Jaquita, and Keisha went to go work out. So I remember that scene, but I didn't remember them saying that, but that's cool. Yeah, so that's just really crazy. We go back to Lakeisha Carabelle and Aunt Jackie. Aunt Jackie says, have you spoken to Bubba? And she says no, she's not ready to do all that. And Aunt Jackie means well. I have a different perspective, and her perspective is cool, it's valid. You know, you don't really know when your time is up. And it's best to just get it right with your parent or whomever while you still can. I get that. When someone is telling you over and over again that they don't want you, or you don't fit into their box that they've created for their lives. Why try? That's my advice. Cut your losses and move on. You got a bunch of family that does want you and doesn't give any excuses as to why that they even mishandled you. They're there to love you. So go with the people that love you, and the others, they can stay stank over there. And I know these are your parents, Monet and Nicole. I'm sorry. They're just kind of collateral damage right now as far as how I'm thinking. I don't like rejection. I don't like when people are rejected. No matter who you are, child, parent, auntie, uncle, whatever. I don't like it whatsoever. So you're just feeling my heat right now, or getting it at least. Jamisha and Jaquita, or they're talking about it. Nicole and Jamisha, the Braden group, they have locked down a $4 million listing. The house that they were looking at before, they've decided to go with the Braden group, the football player, as the one that can list their home and sell their home as their realtor. So congratulations. This is the largest that they have actually had so far. So come on, Braden group. I love it. I love to see it. They're going to be using the home to launch their business into the luxury field, and they got to make it snap and make it good. Jaquita, they're still trying to look for homes. In a realistic world, they still can't afford what needs to be done, because even in while Jaquita is doing the realty stuff, there are times when it's slow, and she picks up extra shifts at the pharmacy. Chris is just kind of still there because he needed a financial statement, financial, what is it? Why can't I think? Stableness. But they're like, they're really ready to move, but obviously Chris has to make a bigger move and get more gigs in order to get something more. Because what if they want to have more children? The home they got right now is not really feasible, but to get to the next level, they got to get to the next financial level for them to be comfortable. But she was like, well, even if I did have another baby, I'm going to be on maternity leave. Where's that going to leave us? Even with the contract they do have with Braden, you know? All right, so Jamisha, Nicole, and Chris, they're meeting, I think, at the house, just scope it out to see what they can do to make it sexy and edgy, as far as what Nicole's saying. Chris was saying, everything looks good thus far. Chris is uninspired by what he's doing at the Braden Group. He's doing it for financial security right now, but he wants to do something more. I get his passion and hunger. As a man, and as a husband, and as a father, there is a weight where you just have to sacrifice probably your dreams just to make sure things are stable at home. I just really encourage anybody and everybody, no matter what your responsibilities are, I congratulate you on it. Whatever you got to do to keep the dream alive, don't let it die. As Yolanda Adams would say, do it. Whether you can't get there right now or let it not die. That's all I can really say to y'all. And because you don't want to get resentful, because you'll be in your home and like, why am I here? I'm wasting my time. So however you got to do to keep the dream alive. I see Jaquita always speaking great things about Chris. You don't hear her downing him. And I love that. I love that. I love that. At least on camera. And I'm not saying anything else is going on, but she's not going to be caught trying to down him because of where they are at financially, and she wants more. And they both want more, really. I commend her on that. We're almost through the day of the Lux launch. Jamisha spent a whole lot of money. She spent a lot on food, valet, cars. She brought in some luxury cars to give it that feel like it was really luxurious in there. She said the payroll was tight, but she made it work. So, Lord, they spent a lot of money. Hopefully they sold that $4 million home pretty soon after, All right, so Granny comes in. Nicole shows her around, and she's like, somebody's going to pay $4 million? She said, I can't do it. And Nicole said, well, what if you did have all that money? She said, I still wouldn't pay for it. But she said she wouldn't be able to sleep that night. Jaquita and Monet, they go talk, which I thought was interesting. Basically, they just bury the hatchet. And Jaquita basically said, whether you thought you were disrespectful, your tone wasn't really pleasurable. That really was disrespectful. However, Monet said she apologizes, and I don't want us to lose our relationship and all that. So let's let bygones be bygones. And then there was something about Jaquita in the confessional, like, look, we're sweeping stuff under the rug, but I don't forget. I said, oh, but she didn't even say it in a in a dramatic tone. So I was like, ooh, I wonder what that means. I wonder what that means. Basically, I got my good eye on you, Monet. Step out of line with my mom again. Step into the light, Carol Ann. Monet, Nicole, and Keisha, they go into a room together to check up. And Nicole wants to know, how are you doing? And Keisha's like, I'm okay. I had to do what I had to do beforehand. Nicole doesn't really feel like Keisha's saying how she's really feeling. Oh, I think I'm riding with Keisha a little bit, how she demonstrated or how she felt later on in the episode, which we'll get to in just a minute. Monet says that you are our sister, and all I want us to do is just continue to bond together. Forget about anybody else and letting outsiders try to tear us apart. We're not going to do that. I'm glad that those sisters are uniting and not letting these older people do what they want to do to try to break down relationships. So Frank and Joy, they come in, and then Nicole, Monet, Frank, and Joy, they take group pictures together. Normally they still include Keisha in. They didn't even ask her, and she said that she was cool with it. She's like, I'm good. I mean, she knows the truth. And it stings. And somehow, what they're going to try to do is make Keisha apologize for speaking up for herself, and Bubba don't have to say nothing. That's what's going to happen, and that's why I say, cut your losses. That's how I feel. I know the all-around lovey-dovey type of feel that you should really say is make it right, but you didn't do anything wrong. That's just my opinion. Y'all can think whatever. I know we've been taught something else, but I'm not going to set myself up to continuously be hurt by people that don't want me. That's just that, on that. All right, so Nicole and Chris. Nicole takes Chris to a car, and she's checking up on him. How are you doing, Chris? For real? He's like, I'm doing okay. Are you happy? Well, can you see yourself in a luxury car? Like, no, I can't. My advice for Chris is to expand your territory, meaning expand your thinking capacity. Expand it past where you are at financially right now and see yourself in the future with the finer things in life. Don't let it stop now because of your circumstances and where you feel probably trapped because you have obligations towards your wife and child. I get it. See yourself in the future so that you can actually get there. I hated hearing that for him, but I hope that he does change his thinking capacity. But Nicole says what you're doing, you are doing great here. Nicole feels like she has to kind of motivate him more. She sees that Chris isn't really happy like that. That same vigor that he had when he first signed the contract is not there. She's not seeing it show up. So she's trying. And I also said this before she said this, but she calls Chris her brother cousin. I kind of felt like they had this brother and sister relationship, But Chris is like, Nicole always likes to make things better by giving a hug. I don't really want no hug. I think it's weird. What do you mean weird? That's your sister cousin, sir. I'll just leave it there. Oh. Then they have their last final remarks. It's just by Jamisha and Nicole and Jaquita at the end of the episode. They did talk about the adoption stuff again. And Nicole was asked, how would you feel if you did not actually get to adopt? She said that I would be really hurt, and she started tearing up. I said, Lord Jesus, I'm feeling it. I've been feeling it. Season 2, they're about to open this marriage up between Nicole and Larry. It's going to be a huge topic next season. I see it. Because they did mention something about 3 years ago. Wouldn't have been a good time to talk about adoption because of some of the complications they've had in their marriage. They're not talking about it. I am sure they're going to have to talk about it in season 2 because they didn't talk about it in season 1. That's all I got to say. I love you, Braden Group. Thank you for bringing us something for us to aspire to. Thank you for giving us something positive. Even with the mix of drama, we all got drama. We got families just like you. None of us is better. I don't care who doesn't like it or how we're seen as it happens. It happens. So whatever. But I love you guys. I can't wait to see you all in season 2. I'm ready for more. And until the next video, peace.